Hi, it's Tanya with Red Kernel Crafts, and how you doing? It's 2018. Today is actually Sunday, January 21st. It's just kind of a yucky day outside, kind of windy and not that nice. Yesterday I started to tackle some of the stuff in my craft room. It's time to do a winter tidy of this space. I also decided at the end of 2017 to go on a spending freeze for this year. I just have so much craft stuff and it's not necessary. I've been collecting for years now. I had started a collection of I've always had some craft stuff, but I started a collection of scrapbook stuff back in about 2007 when we lived in Florida, and it just kind of increased from there. And when we lived in Bermuda for a few years, you've seen my videos from Bermuda of me doing my crafts and my craft room. I just have too much stuff. When we moved into this house, it was crazy. I had all the boxes in the living room of craft stuff, and it took weeks to get this place in order. I am still happy with my storage containers and everything, but I've just kind of let things go over the past year, especially when I was trying to do my craft boxes. And I found once December hit of 2017, when I was done with those craft boxes and done making those, because that was my focus for 12 months, I found I was like, oh my gosh, I can just work on whatever crafts that I want to. And I realized I have a lot of cross-stitch stuff, which I was working on before Christmas. I have so many cards. I have so many envelopes. Just today as I'm going through things and just looking in those bins, I have embossing stuff. Like, I have the powders. I have the embossing things to go through my my Big Shot. Adhesive. I have a ton of adhesive. Now, I did go buy a bottle of tacky glue at the end of last year because I wanted to make sure I had enough adhesive for the year, which I'm sure, as you see in my bucket, that I do have quite a bit. The other two things I bought before the year ended was a new scan and cut mat for my scan and cut machine and a new blade. So I just bought the standard mat and the standard blade because my other ones I had used so much last year, I ended up throwing them out. For Christmas, I received a book and some quilling paper and the little slotted tool for quilling, and I received that from someone I work with, and I thought it was very sweet, but I was like, oh my gosh, another craft. So I was like, okay, I have to stop. Unless it's a gift from somebody. I will accept gifts from my family, but they won't buy me craft stuff anymore because they're like, oh my god, look at this room. Yesterday I tidied up my carts back there for my Project Life stuff, and I found a whole stack of photos in the bottom that I forgot about. Yeah, those feel better. I still have to attack the closet, but what I'm doing is going through all my bins and just kind of sorting what I have. I tidied up my Moleskine bin. I have a bin full of Moleskines, sketchbooks. I have a thing full of journals. The other day, I was doing just random things before I went to work, one of which was I have this little book on knitting, and I went in, this is probably really pointless, but I went in and I wrote down all the bamboo crochet hooks I have and the bamboo knitting needles that I have, and I have an entire drawer full of, with the exception of this is my stuff for tatting, and I have a set of beads, but this is all knitting needles and crochet hooks. And the only things I really know how to knit, I can do a dishcloth. I've probably never knit a scarf. The only scarf I knit was back in home ec, and I didn't want to tell my mom I had to knit an entire scarf for home ec. So I kind of put it aside and didn't do it, and when I passed mine in, it was more the size of a pot holder, so I kind of got in trouble for that one. But I've come a long way. So I made blankets, baby blankets for the kids. I'm knitting a baby blanket that was supposed to go to a woman 4 years ago, and I never did get it to her. So I'll knit it for I guess my grandchildren someday. I can do a raglan sweater. It's like all kind of a one-piece sweater with the arms and everything. It's all one piece. I did one for Bryn when she was little. I never did get Kerrigan's done. I did one for my niece and nephew. But, like, look at this. This is crazy. I have all these circular knitting needles. Like, why? And the thing is, since I've tried using bamboo, I switched to bamboo. And when we were living in Bermuda, there was a knitting store that was closing out. So I bought an array of circular knitting needles in bamboo. So why do I still have these ones? I don't know. I have regular knitting needles, which are really cool. I use the number 4. It's the 3.5 millimeter, and I have these ones here. That's 3.75, and I have an extra pair here. So those are what I do my dishcloths on, and then I bought thicker ones again because the store was shutting down and they were like dirt cheap. They were $10.99, and I think stuff was like 80% off or something. It was crazy. So you can't blame me for doing this. And I only like the little short knitting needles. These are like 9-inch knitting needles. I have the little tiny mini ones for when I do like my mini knitting little creatures. But I have 2 sets of those. I have an 8-inch length, and these are a 7-inch length. And then I have like ginormous crochet hooks. It's a letter U. I have a T. I have an S. I have an R. Like, it's like, oh. So I have all these crochet hooks in bamboo as well. But yet I have another little container over here of the aluminum kind. Now these I've used for years, especially this turquoise one. I've worn that out, like the numbers all almost off of it, and this blue one. So I've used them, and sometimes when you get them in a set, like you get a whole set of hooks. So that's why I have what I have. Now, I need to honestly go through this stuff and what knitting needles do I need, what don't I need. I can donate them to, maybe there's like an old age home, because elderly people like to sit and knit. I don't know. I gotta think about what I'm doing. So I'm gonna find a place to donate those. And my bin's not even labeled. I just have too much stuff, and that's why I'm not bringing any more in. These came from somewhere. The kids wanted to make something, so I have a little set of beads, so I'm covered for beads. I have, now that I have the quilling, I have knitting, I have crochet stuff, I have scrapbook paper, I have adhesive, cards, envelopes, needle tatting. I'm good. I don't need anything. And I went shopping yesterday, and I was like, okay, I can't go to Michael's, I can't go to Joann's, I can't go to any craft stores at all. Then I went to Barnes & Noble, and I was like, ooh, I was in the art section and the craft book section, and I was like, okay, you need to walk away. And then I went over, and there's the artist Jake Parker that I enjoy, and my family gave me one of his posters for Christmas, and I found a Christmas book that he had done recently called The 12 Slaves of Christmas, and it was 50% off, and I was like, ooh. And then I was like, why do I need that? Because he did a video about his book, and he shows clips from the book. That's kind of all I need. I don't really need to own the book. If I want to look at it, I can go back to the bookstore one day and get some ideas for sketching or something, but I don't need to own it. I don't need to own any art books. I can go to the library. Our library has a whole aisle dedicated to art and crafts, which I've never seen that much in a library before, so it's really good. So I can take some books out. I have some drawing books coming up in a video that I'm going to show you about looking at different art books and stuff, so I have that to talk about at some point. But I don't need to own them. That's the whole thing. We want to like buy. And it's fun to get new stuff, but I've done that many times. I've gotten new stuff, and I don't need to do that anymore because I want to go through my house this year, especially in the summer. I'm going to be off for the summer, and I want to go through our garage, and there's stuff out there. We get rid of things every time we move. But like, honestly, I can't finish all these crafts in my lifetime. There's no way. I have so many cross-stitch kits. I've received some from you guys, and I greatly appreciate it, and I am going to work on them. I have all these Mill Hill kits that I do. These are all Mill Hill kits that I have bought and haven't done yet. I received this one as a gift. I've got a couple up on my shelf that I have as gifts or patterns. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I got from a viewer that was getting rid of things, and they're beautiful kits. And I did give some to my Stitch and Share group, and I kept the ones that I really like and that I want to work on. I still have all my cottages, the little cottages that I bought years ago. I think I'm up to April, having completed, well, no, I haven't finished April. But yeah, I got 8 more months to work on to have those all finished. I have my Harry Potter cross stitch that I bought. I got that off of Etsy. Let's see how far I've come with that. I redid it. I had done it, I had started it before, and then I didn't have the proper gold thread, and I wanted to switch it. So I have that. It's like, it's going to be huge. It's going to be this whole thing. So I have that I can work on. I mean, I can pick 8 crafts a day if I wanted to. So my husband's very happy. I've decided to put a spending freeze, and yeah, I am too, because it's just a little out of control, and there's no need to buy any more. So, and I do like the knitting needles. I have to go through some things and donate some stuff and get rid of some things. So yeah. But yeah, I've got enough paper and enough projects to keep me going this year. I'm going to be doing a sketching series coming up soon. And because I'm going to be off in the summer, I might do some urban sketching and bring you with me for that. And yeah, I'm just going to be working on different projects from time to time. I might post some stuff to my Etsy shop or my website. I'm still trying to sort through that and figure out what I'm doing there, because I do have some drawing ideas that I want to post. It's a new year, and it's time to stop buying stuff. I'm off to a good start. We're almost at the end of January, and I haven't bought anything, so I'm doing good. All right. So hope you guys are good. I'm going to continue on with my craft room, and I will show you what I get accomplished here. I'm trying to do my craft closet, so I'll do a little shot of before and after, and I'll post that video at some point. I just have to clear the floor so I can get over to the closet. All right, so I hope you guys are good, and thank you for watching, and I'll be back with some more craft videos soon. All right, take care, guys. See ya.